over the last few months that I knew, I assumed that he was fine. He showed no signs of even depression, to be honest. To me, in the last few months that I knew him, never mind what ultimately, happened.
It's been really difficult for the whole community actually, staff and students. Particularly difficult because we work very hard to try and ensure our students feel supported. When you have a student death under these circumstances, it's something that you feel very, you feel very deeply.
I just got back from a seminar and I was just sitting having a game of FIFA, and my friend rang me, and yeah, he just brought the news and just shock. Like, you never expect that to happen to one of your close friends, especially when they seem, as far as I was aware, he seemed like he was better and he was all right. Never really mentioned that he was struggling. I just got it secondary, or I could just kind of pick up on the signs of his body language or the way he was acting or what he was doing, and made that assumption myself. He never really came to anyone and was like, I feel this way.
So I worked with the University Support Services a lot last year, and there's like such a disproportionate access of services for male students and female students. And yet the idea of a young man at university is that they're going to be kind of out with the lads and having a really great time, but actually a lot of those young men are feeling really trapped. You take female students and they're so much more likely to build up a support network, whereas male students aren't.
When I go with the friends that we shared to maybe have a game of pool or go to watch a match or do a pub quiz, he would always be there. So, the things that would normally cheer you up when something bad happens kind of make you feel worse in a way, because you sat there thinking, why isn't James here? Like, you kind of miss him a lot. First of all, you think, could I have done something to prevent that? As much as we all did support him with the society, like, you'd still do think, is there something else I could have done?
What shocks me most is the people that are contacting you that are bereaved by suicide, and one of the things that they'll say so much is that they just didn't have a clue. They just don't even see it in them at all, and I think it really shows how important it is to be proactive on this issue. Like, these people might not even identify themselves as having an illness, like particularly men. They just won't identify themselves as experiencing mental health problems.
There was a few times when I said to him, like, oh, I've lived with depression in the past at times, so if you want to talk to me about ways of coping with that in a more healthy, productive way, then I'm always here for you. You never really took that opportunity up. Maybe the culture around not speaking out did influence that decision.
Initially, I think I kind of didn't really want to tell my family because I didn't want them to think that I was a failure, I guess. A problem a lot of students have is not wanting to tell people they're struggling, because everyone is in the same boat and we all feel like maybe we're not more important than anyone else. That kind of made me feel more anxious. I didn't really want to go in and discuss why I wasn't doing so well, or didn't feel I was doing so well, because I kind of felt like I should be doing better. It just comes out of nowhere sometimes, like you'll be in bed at night and then suddenly, you're anxious over nothing and you don't understand why, and you have this kind of sick feeling in the pit of your stomach. And I think a lot of people who don't have anxiety, they just think you're overreacting. They think people have described me as being a bit crazy, why are you worrying about that? You're being mad, you're being mental. And I think that's a kind of stigma that we need to get rid of, the fact that people who are anxious, it's not something we can suddenly change like that.
It is clearly a national issue. Universities are certainly all trying to step up really to provide the kind of support that people need in relation to their mental health and well-being.
Have you or anyone you've known at university struggled with your mental health?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. I think that my first year at Berkeley was a really low point.
I was actually going through, I'm not going to say chronic depression, but like some sort of a depression.
I feel a lot of pressure, like getting good grades and this kind of stuff, of course.
A lot of people say before you get to university it's going to be the best 3 years of your life. People who aren't enjoying it think, why aren't I enjoying it?
I think that there needs to be less taboo around talking about it.
I know there are a lot of things that can come to your head and, you know, get you in that sort of a pressure, but sometimes you just have to fight them back and come out of it. And when you come out of it, it's the most beautiful thing that can happen to you. If any one of my friends who was listening to this and was feeling low, I would say even I did. I was suicidal too, but trust me, hang in there. That's the best thing that can happen to you is life. Don't give up on it.